Troy Kent is an award-winning author, and Brenda St. Louis had a chance to sit down with him and find out more about his writing.
Hello. Very happy to say that I have Troy Kent back again, and he is a local author who has won many awards, and he's also been nominated for the Astrid Lindgren Award for Children's Literature. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came about?
Actually, it's something that was facilitated by my author, Austin Macaulay in London, England, mostly because of the fact that, based on this book, The Reading Promise, this particular award is kind of an interesting one, really, because it's considered the largest award in children's literature in the world. Yeah, in the world. It's really quite exciting, and just to be nominated is something else. And in fact, right now there's 264 nominees out of, I think, 63 different countries. But to be nominated for this particular award, it has to be an organization that's been approved by the committee in Sweden that actually nominates individuals.
Right.
And I was actually nominated by the International Forum for Children's Literature in London, England, through the University of Worcester. So the director of that program, Professor Webb, actually nominated me. But what's really interesting about this particular award, it's not just an award for a book, it's an award for a body of work. And there's different categories. In my particular case, I was actually nominated for a promoter of reading.
Oh, so there was different other than just what you had. Oh, and because of so many that could have possibly been nominated, you were amazed that you would be chosen.
Oh, absolutely. To think right now, one chance in 264 is unbelievable.
Oh my goodness, that is really something,
Yeah, it's a game changer, really.
Yeah. And we know maybe you won't be the $5 million man,
but that's okay.
That's okay.
Just to be nominated.
Just to be nominated.
Else, yes.
And now I know, and I've heard about you giving, talks at different, because you've won awards and you've had to make speeches, and when you're all promoting reading, what's the main message that you want to get out, Troy?
Actually, the message has several parts to it. I mean, when the opportunity to talk about reading, I can go on and on. But when I'm doing a talk or I'm given the opportunity to promote reading, there's just a couple things that I really like to emphasize. Number one, especially to parents, start reading at the youngest age you possibly can. I know my wife started reading to our kids right from infancy. And, even if you, as a parent, you miss that opportunity, it's never too late to start. That's the point, number one. Point number two, what I like to tell parents, and I don't know if, I don't want to say this is old school, but they've got it in their mind that, I've got to read a certain type of material to a child. And I'm saying, no. As long as something is age and subject matter appropriate, and subject matter appropriate is something that the parent decides, but once you've passed that hurdle, it doesn't matter what they read. If they want to read comic books, let them read comic books. Just get them reading. Especially in today's day and age, the advancements in technology, it's gotten to the point where, people are communicating with their bosses via text, via email. So literacy skills, reading and writing, have become more and more important. So it's really something that parents should focus on. And I know that, the many times that I've spoken to parents or I've given talks about this, one of the things that I get from parents is, I wasn't a strong reader. I wasn't brought up as a reader. I can't read very well myself. How am I going to do this?
Okay.
So what I tell them is, I said, look, there's all kinds of resources out there online that read along. You can take a book, any book pretty much. There's many out there, and you can just click on that book title and somebody will read it with you. So it's a good opportunity for the parent to actually improve his or her reading skills, but at the same time.
You're right.
Oh, absolutely.
It improved yours, because as you said, you had a bit of a problem too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's a great opportunity.
And I think you had mentioned before, and people think, well, maybe whatever it's going to grab their interest, comic books.
Comic books, whatever it is, as long as it's subject matter and age appropriate, then you're good to go. But it's a really good idea, because that gives you the opportunity to start reading with your child, even if you aren't a strong reader. So they don't miss out, they don't lag behind.
And as you said too, I think we were speaking about certain families, sometimes they have more of the advantages and they can read maybe. But what's so important about, I'm going to let you tell me a little bit about the Reading Promise right now.
Oh, sure. Well, this book came about as a result of something my wife did. She started reading to our kids from day one. And I remember watching her one time just outside in the hallway, and I'm watching her engage our children, and it was our son in this particular case, and she's talking to him, and he's asking questions about the book and stuff, and I saw that she took this as an opportunity to explain everything she wanted to as a parent, her philosophies, her beliefs, it helped shape the type of people our children became. And I thought, well, what a really interesting concept. I wonder, and because I'm such a firm believer in reading as well, I thought, I wonder if I could take all of that stuff that I'm, learning through my wife and learning about reading and the fact that I want to encourage reading, can I put it all together into one book? And I was able to do that with the Reading Promise.
Oh, well, I know, and it really did it good, because she is a young gal who doesn't have much, but she knew she could give the gift of reading, which is very...
Yeah, and she discovered the more important thing was the time she spent with her child.
Yes, the contact.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to try to get through, we have about a minute, but I want to get through, how does Stinky Blinky fit into, now, I liked that little book.
Okay.
And it won some awards too. Let's not leave Stinky Blinky.
No. I wrote that book, again, as the promoter of reading that I am. I realized that young boys in particular tend to lag behind girls. And it goes kind of with my philosophy where you've got to get kids reading. So I wrote Stinky Blinky with the idea that I was trying to encourage the young, reluctant male reader to read.
My sons would have loved that.
It's done tastefully and stuff, but again, you've got to get them reading, and that's the important thing. But I was surprised to discover that boys and girls seem to really like this book.
Oh yes, I know, and I think pretty sure my granddaughter has read it. Have you written any other books, Troy?
Yeah, I've written several, but I just haven't published any more, simply because of the fact that I'm under a traditional publishing contract now, so they want to see how this goes.
And this can be purchased in town. There's a couple. See, we have to wind up, but you can. I think Kids Corner has.
Kids Corner on Pitt Street and Whole Health Pharmacy on 2nd Street, and of course all the online retailers like Amazon.
Oh, Troy, it's been a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.